All right, welcome back. We're here for another game of Strat-O-Matic baseball. As many of you may know, I'm replaying the 2019 season on Strat-O-Matic and human managing the Mets and the Giants and the A's. And today we're going to have the Mets playing at Arizona. It's Sunday, June 2nd, as you can see on the screen there. In the replay, the Mets are 33-25, 1.5 games behind Washington in the National League East. They are the number one wild card at the moment, 2 games ahead of the surprising Giants, who have won an awful lot of one-run games. In actuality, they were 28-30 through 58 games last year. And the Diamondbacks hosting, they are 30-29, above 500, but 9.5 games behind the Dodgers, who have the best record in the National League. They're in third place. And they are 1.5 games behind the Giants for the number 2 wild card. And in actuality, they were 29-30, so the computers got them right about where they were. So here we go with the Mets at the Diamondbacks. And our starting lineups for the game, we have Steven Matz starting for the Mets today. Eman Rosario is our shortstop. Third baseman, J.D. Davis. Pete Alonso at first base. You'll see he's listed in orange. That means that he has a career record against Merrill Kelly that's favorable, and the game will adjust for that a little bit. Michael Conforto, our right fielder, cleanup batter. Wilson Ramos, the catcher. Carlos Gomez in center. Adeiny Hechavarria at second, and Aaron Altair in left field for that short time he was a Met last year, and Matt's our pitcher. For the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte, the center fielder. Tim Locastro is playing left. Eduardo Escobar at third. Adam Jones, the right fielder. Christian Walker at first. Ildemaro Vargas at second. Nick Ahmed at short. Carson Kelly, the catcher. And Merrill Kelly, the pitcher. We have a Kelly battery. All right, here we go to Chase Field in Phoenix. Move your screen over just a bit because it looks like you're just off a touch as to being able to see the scoreboard. And I'll make a brief adjustment there. All right, here we go. Ahmed Rosario at 309 homers, 24 RBIs, and leads the majors with 20 stolen bases in this replay. And the pitch is going to be a base hit to right. So Rosario, he would be 45% to steal a base. You can see that both Merrill Kelly at -3 and Carson Kelly at -1, that suppresses his chances to steal by 20% here. So we'll let J.D. Davis hit. He's at 273, 9 homers, 27 RBIs. And if you look at your stats over here, the gray line is what they did during the season. The yellow line is what they're doing during the replay, and the red line is what they're doing for this game. And Davis hits a fly ball to center. We'll go to the defensive rating for Ketel Marte, and it turns out to be a fly ball to center with Rosario holding. Pete Alonso, 219, off to a slow start in this. 9 homers, 23 RBIs. His 40 walks do lead the majors in the replay here. And Alonso gets hit by a pitch. He's also tied for the major league lead in hit by pitches in this. So far, he's been hit by a pitch 13 times. Michael Conforto is at 276, 8 homers, 36 RBIs. Also, a little bit of a slow start in the power department, as we're about at the third pole, 58 games, just past the third pole. And the pitch to Conforto is a strikeout. And now Wilson Ramos, who's at 231, 4 homers, 22 RBIs. And he hits a ground ball to third. Eduardo Escobar, a 1 in range means that he will not allow a base hit on a ball hit to him on the defensive card. And he indeed makes the third out. So 1 hit for the Mets and 2 left. And here is Ketel Marte. Steven Matz, by the way, 4-2, 3.98 ERA, 53 strikeouts, only 14 walks in 61 innings, and he's only allowed 6 home runs in the replay, whereas he had allowed 27 during the season. All right, Marte is at 260, 14 homers, 38 RBIs so far. And he hits a ground ball to first for out number 1. Tim Locastro, 350, although in only 40 at-bats. No homers, 5 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases so far. And Locastro, he hits a triple utilizing the split card 1-8. And you look down here, 1-8 was a home run, 9-20 was a triple, and it came up 16. So he's at third with 1 out. And now here's Escobar, 233, 13 homers, 34 RBI, and it's a ground ball to second. Hechavarria can't get to it. It gets through, and Escobar is on first. And the first run of the game comes across with Locastro. It's 1-0 Arizona. Now, Escobar tried to steal, but a pickoff throw got him to hold on, and that means he can't get the good lead, so he won't be able to steal again. Here's Adam Jones, 245, 11 home runs, 34 RBIs so far. And he draws a 1-out walk. Christian Walker at 264, 12 homers, 27 RBIs. And he strikes out for out number 2. And here is Ildemaro Vargas, 284, 4 homers, 13 RBIs. And the pitch, 1-6, a home run, but this is going to be a fly out for out number 3. All right, Carlos Gomez starting in center field today. He's batting .303 in limited at-bats, only 33 so far, 2 homers, 5 RBIs. And fly ball to left will go to Locastro's defensive rating, and he makes the play for out number 1. Here's Hechavarria. We're going to try to beat the shift with Hechavarria here and see what happens. And he hits a fly out to center. And now Aaron Altair strikes out for out number 3. So at the end of 1.5, it's still 1-0 Arizona. Nick Ahmed, 299 homers, 35 RBI. And 1-6, a home run, but this is a fly out. So that's been 3 potential ballpark home runs that have all stayed in the park so far at Chase Field today. You can see the roof is closed. Carson Kelly, 242, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. Ground ball back to Matz, and he makes the play for out number 2. And now Merrill Kelly, and he grounds out to second to end the inning. 1-0 at the end of 2. All right, here is Matz. Matz, a pretty good hitter. And he strikes out for out number 1. Now back to the top of the order, and Rosario. Ground ball back to Merrill Kelly, who 55% chance of an error occurring, and sure enough, there it is. So Rosario's on first again. And here's J.D. Davis, again batting with a run on. 1-6, a home run, but it's a fly out as 12 comes up on the split card. And now Pete Alonso. 1, a triple, everything else a double. We have an 80% chance that Rosario is going to score, so you bet we're going to send him with 2 out. The throw is coming home. We're going to hold Alonso at second, and Rosario scores. So the game is tied 1-1. Here's Conforto now. And Conforto draws a walk. So Wilson Ramos with a chance with 2 on and 2 out to give the Mets the lead. But he hits a ground ball to short to end the inning. So at the end of 2.5, it's 1-1. Ketel Marte. 1-14, a home run. And there it goes. Home run number 15 for Marte on the season. And the Diamondbacks lead 2-1. Here's Locastro, ground ball to second. Let's see if Hechavarria gets this one. And indeed he does for out number 1. Eduardo Escobar strikes out for out number 2. That's K number 2 for Steven Matz. And now Adam Jones flies to left. So a run on the Marte homer. It's 2-1 Arizona at the end of 3. All right, Carlos Gomez. And 1, he gets a leadoff double. There's a 40% chance that he could stretch it into a triple, but we're not going to make the first out at third base. So we're going to give a no on that one. And that's going to bring up Hechavarria. Hechavarria hits a ground ball to short, so Gomez can't move up. And that brings up Altair. And frankly, Aaron Altair's card is not very good, so we're going to remove him from the game and put Juan Lagares into pinch hit. I know it's a little early, but Altair is just not very good in this game, unfortunately. Ground ball to third to Escobar, and he makes an error. So now we have first and third, and 1 out for Steven Matz. Let's see what we can do with Mr. Matz. And he is an A bunter, so we may consider a squeeze here. Let's see what we can do. And Suicide squeeze, 61% chance for a successful bunt. So Matz is going to squeeze, and here it is. He misses the pitch, and Gomez gets back to the bag. So that time it worked out. So here's the suicide squeeze again. We'll try it a second time, and it works. The run comes in to score. Lagares down to second, and it's now 2-2. And here's Rosario with a chance to give the Mets the lead. And he strikes out. So, at the end of 3.5, it is 2-2. All right. Lagares is going to become our center. No. Steven Matz is the pitcher. Lagares is the center fielder. And we'll put Carlos Gomez in left field. Okay. All right. Bottom of the fourth, here's Christian Walker, 0 for 1 today. And he hits a fly ball to center for out number 1. Ildemaro Vargas strikes out number 2. K number 3 for Matz. And Nick Ahmed strikes out, K number 4, and it's 2-2 at the end of 4. Here is J.D. Davis. We're going to swing away with Mr. Davis. And he strikes out for out number 1. Now here's Alonso, 1 for 1 with that double and the hit by pitch. And Alonso draws a walk. So he's on. And that brings up Michael Conforto, 0 for 1. He has also drawn a walk. And he hits a ground ball to second that moves Alonso up. So he's at second with 2 out for Wilson Ramos. And Ramos is intentionally walked to get to Carlos Gomez. And Gomez, 1-6 is a home run, but it's in the park for out number 3. All right. Bottom of the order coming up for Arizona. Here is Carson Kelly. And he hits a ground ball back to Matz for out number 1. The pitcher, Merrill Kelly, left in to hit. Out number 2 on the strikeout. And now here's Marte, who homered last time, and he strikes out this time. So 1-2-3 inning for Matz. And at the end of 5, it's still 2-2. All right, Hechavarria 0 for 2 so far. And we're going to swing away with Hechavarria this time. And 1-15 is a base hit, and he's on. So Hechavarria at first base with Juan Lagares at the plate. And the wild pitch moves Hechavarria up to second. And now they change pitchers. So Yohan Lopez is in to face Lagares. And here is the pitch. Fly out to center is out number 1. Now here's Steven Matz. And Steven Matz, we're going to go ahead and let Steven Matz swing the bat here because a bunch is going to move him to third with 1 out, and that might not do us, or with 2 outs, it might not do us a whole lot of good. 1-5 is a base hit, but it turns out to be a pop-up, so that's out number 2. And now here is Rosario, ground ball to short for out number 3. So at the end of 5.5, it is 2-2. All right, Matt's in. He's at 71 pitches through 5 innings. And he'll face 2-3-4 here. So here's Locastro. And Locastro strikes out. That is strikeout number 7 for Steven Matz today. Eduardo Escobar. Ground ball to second. Back to the defensive rating for Mr. Hechavarria. And again, he can't get to it. So Escobar's on with a base hit. The 4th hit for the Diamondbacks. And that brings up Adam Jones. And Escobar cannot get the lead, so he will not be stealing. And now Jones. Fly ball to left. Out number 2. And Christian Walker, he draws a walk. So we've got 2 on and 2 out for Ildemaro Vargas here against Matz. And Matz gets a ground ball to third. So 6 good innings for Steven Matz. 2 runs on 4 hits for each team. The Diamondbacks have those 2 errors. And at the end of 6, it is 2-2. All right, here's J.D. Davis. 2-3-4 for the Mets this inning. Fly ball to right is out number 1. Pete Alonso, who's been on 3 times. This time he strikes out, though. And now Michael Conforto. They're going to pitch around Conforto. And it's a fly ball to center. And that is the end of the top of the 7th. And still 2-2. All right. 7, 8, 9 for the Diamondbacks here in the bottom of the 7th. Steven Matz enters the inning with 86 pitches. And here is Ahmed, ground ball to short. Carson Kelly beat the shift with a hit the other way. So Kelly is on first with 1 out, and that brings up Yohan Lopez. Let's see if the Diamondbacks pinch hit, and indeed they do, and they pinch hit with Kevin Crone. We'll see what happens with Mr. Crone. He strikes out. Out number 2, 8 Ks for Matz. And now Ketel Marte. All right, looking at the 4th time through the order here. Marte does swing a little bit better against the left-handed pitchers. Take a look at what's going on with Mr. Matz. He's okay, no fatigue. We're going to let him face Marte, even though he's homered earlier today. And it's a ground ball to short. Rosario makes the play. And 7 good innings for Steven Matz. And at the end of 7, it is 2-2. Yoshisha Hirano is the new pitcher for the Diamondbacks. And we have Wilson Ramos at the plate here, and he hits a ground ball back to the mound, and Hirano makes the play for out number 1. Here's Gomez again. Gomez, 1-15, a base hit, and again, he's got a hit. He's on for the 2nd time today. So a runner at first, 1 out for Hechavarria. And Hechavarria, ground ball to third B. That is a force play. So the ground ball B means that Gomez is at Hechavarria now on first. And Juan Lagares will hit with 2 out here in the 8th. 1-5, a base hit, but it turns out to be a foul out to shortstop, and that is the end of the top of the 8th. So it is still 2-2. All right, Steven Matz has given us 7 good innings, so let's see what we can do defensively here, or we can make some changes here. And coming up for the Diamondbacks this inning, we have a right, a switch, and a right. So we're going to bring Robert Gesellman in. Actually, let's see what we can do here. All right, we're going to bring Gesellman in to pitch the 8th inning. And Gesellman so far this year, 38 innings, 31 Ks. He's got a 2.87 ERA, 3-1 for the Mets so far. All right, it's a leadoff hit for Lo Castro. He's on first with Escobar coming up. Lo Castro is stealing second. It's a 95% chance, and there's a better chance that we're going to make an error, so we're going to eat the ball and let him have second. Let's see what happens with Escobar here. Adam Jones is coming up on deck. And the wild pitch moves him to third. And so now Escobar bats with 2 out, with nobody out, and the Diamondbacks have the go-ahead run at third base. Gesellman gets the strikeout he needs. Now, Adam Jones. 1-5 is a single, the rest is a line out. That's out number 2. And now here's Christian Walker in a clutch situation. The pitch. Walker, 1-2 is a triple, and he delivers the 2-out triple that gives the Mets, or the Diamondbacks, the 3-2 lead. Ildemaro Vargas, he singles, and the insurance run comes across. Nick Ahmed grounds to third, but by now the damage is done. Gesellman comes in, gives up 2 runs, and Arizona leads 4-2 going to the 9th. Dominic Smith will come in and hit to lead off the 9th for the Mets. Hirano's still in the game at the moment. Let's see if they bring in Archie Bradley, their closer. And they are not. So Dominic Smith is going to get to swing against Hirano, and he hits a ground ball to third. And Escobar is going to make that play. Rosario with a double. He's on second with 1 out, and we have Davis and Alonso coming up. And here is Davis. Now Archie Bradley's in the game for the Diamondbacks. Archie Bradley, 4-1 with a 1.88 ERA this year in the replay. 10 saves. He's got 38 Ks in 29 innings. Davis hits a drive deep, way back, and it's gone, and we're tied. J.D. Davis's 10th home run of the year. Bradley gives it up. The 3rd homer he's given up so far in the replay, and we are tied at 4. Now Alonso's going to swing, and he strikes out, and that brings up Conforto. Conforto's going to swing away also, and he strikes out. But the damage done, the Mets come back and score 2 in the top of the 9th, and we are tied at 4. My goodness. All right, let's see here. All right, so we just had Alonso hit. Dominic Smith had pinch hit. So, given that we are in a tie game, who do we have coming up for the Diamondbacks? We have a righty, the pitcher spot, and then Marte. So we're going to bring Seth Lugo into the game to pitch. Lugo has been a rock for the Mets in the replay. He is 7-2 with 7 saves, a 1.85 ERA, 41 strikeouts, and 34 innings so far this season. All right, here is Carson Kelly against Seth Lugo. Fly ball to center, out number 1. They pinch hit for Bradley with Alex Avila. And Avila 1-6 is a home run, but the ballpark effect, it stays in, and it's at out number 2. And now here's the ever-dangerous Marte. 1 is a home run, everything else a double, so that's a 2-out double, and that brings up Locastro. We're going to have to face Locastro with Escobar on deck. And Locastro strikes out, so the inning's over. The 2-out double does not bring in the run, and at the end of 9 innings, it is 4-7-0 for the Mets, 4-9-2 for the Diamondbacks. All right, Zach Godley is the new pitcher, and we have Ramos coming up for the Mets here in the top of the 10th, and he draws a leadoff walk. And as much as I would absolutely, we are going to pinch hit, or we're going to pinch run. Jacob deGrom is one of the best runners on the team, and we have Tomas Nido to come in and catch if we need to. So deGrom's going to pinch run at first base. Carlos Gomez is the batter. 72% chance for the successful bunt. And he does. And Carson Kelly makes an error, throws it away down the line, and we have second and third and nobody out for Adeiny Hechavarria. Now a new pitcher comes in the game. It's Greg Holland. Hechavarria batting. The infield is in for the Diamondbacks against Greg Holland, and Hechavarria strikes out. Lagares, he strikes out, and now it's Seth Lugo. Oh my goodness. The pinch hitter is going to be Todd Frazier for Lugo. And the pitch. Fly ball to center. Ketel Marte can't get to it. Both runs are going to score. It's 6-4 Mets here in the top of the 10th. Now it's Rosario. Rosario pops up to short, but 2 runs for the Mets on Todd Frazier's clutch 2-out single in the top of the 9th, or in the top of the 10th, and they lead it 6-4. All right, now strap in. It's Edwin Diaz time, folks. Edwin Diaz in the replay. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to put Tomas Nido back in. You got to put our catcher in also. Okay. There we go. All right. Edwin Diaz is 1-2 with 4 saves and a 4.63 ERA in the replay. He has only allowed 3 home runs in 23 innings, and he does have 37 strikeouts, only 23 base runners for Diaz. He's going to face 3, 4, and 5. Escobar, Jones, Walker here in the bottom of the 10th. Eduardo Escobar, strikeout. Adam Jones, ground ball to short. Can Rosario get it? Yes, that's out number 2. And Christian Walker, 1-18 is a home run, and there it goes. Home run number 13 for Walker. But it's still 6-5, and now it's up to Ildemaro Vargas with 2 out in the 9th. And Vargas fouls out to third base, and the Mets win the game 6-5. 2 in the 9th, 2 in the 10th. A 2-run homer by J.D. Davis, the 2-run single by Todd Frazier, and the Mets win 6-5. All right, the winning pitcher is Seth Lugo. He is now 8-2. The loser is going to be Zach Godley, and the key blown save for Archie Bradley in the top of the 9th. Edwin Diaz gets his 5th save despite the home run from Christian Walker. Home runs in the game, J.D. Davis his 10th, Ketel Marte number 15, Christian Walker number 13, those 2 in a losing cause for the Diamondbacks. 46,666 were at Chase Field to see it today, and it was 3 hours and 40 minutes your time of game. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That was an exciting game. We'll play again, Strat-O-Matic Baseball.